Hey there, Chiefs Kingdom, let's talk. After a wild start to the 2025 free agency period, the Kansas City Chiefs still have one question hanging in the air. Is this roster truly ready for another Super Bowl run? Or is there one last piece missing? You've seen the moves. Some big names walked out, others came in. We said goodbye to veterans who helped build the dynasty, but also welcomed fresh talent ready to prove themselves in red and gold. Brett Veach has been working the board like a chess grandmaster, but here's the thing. The board's not quite full yet. With a bit of cap space still on the table, the Chiefs aren't done. There's room for one more strategic signing. A game changer. Someone who doesn't just fill a position but elevates the whole unit. You know how this front office works. They don't panic, they don't overspend, but they strike when the moment is right. And if the right veteran is sitting there, waiting for the call, you better believe they'll take a hard look. Now, think about where we are. Rashee Rice is recovering, Hollywood Brown has some injury history, and the O-line just lost a massive piece in Joe Thuney. These aren't panic buttons, far from it, but they are reminders that depth and experience matter in the long haul of an NFL season. That brings us to the big question. Is the roster complete? Or do we need one more move to truly lock things in before training camp? Comment section is open. What do you think? Is this team set, or are we still missing something? Drop a quick yes if you think we're ready, or type missing piece if you believe there's more work to do. Also, if you're enjoying the breakdown so far and want to stay locked in with every move the Chiefs make, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We're chasing a big milestone, 4,000 subscribers, and your support makes all the difference. Be part of the journey. Total Chiefs is just getting started. All right, ready to dive into the first name on our radar? This one's close to home, literally. Let's talk about Tyler Lockett. All right, Chiefs fan, let's get into it. There's one name still on the free agent board that's turning heads, especially around here, Tyler Lockett. Now I know what you might be thinking. Isn't Lockett past his prime? Maybe, but that's not the full picture, and you're going to want to hear this one out. Tyler Lockett's been one of the most consistent and reliable receivers in the NFL over the last decade. He spent his entire career with the Seahawks, racking up over 600 catches and nearly 9,000 receiving yards. But now, Seattle's rebuilding. They cut ties with Geno Smith, are moving on from DK Metcalf, and Lockett was part of that reset. That's where things get interesting. Lockett has deep ties to Kansas. He grew up just down the road in Tulsa, Oklahoma. His dad, Kevin Lockett, actually played for the Chiefs, and Tyler made his name at Kansas State. So, yeah, this wouldn't just be a signing. It'd be a full-circle homecoming. Now, let's look at the fit. The Chiefs' wide receiver room is exciting, no doubt. Rashee Rice has WR1 potential when healthy. Rookie Xavier Worthy flashed real upside. And Hollywood Brown can stretch the field when he's healthy. That's a big win. Add in uncertainty around Juju, and suddenly, a guy like Lockett, who's missed just one game in the last 3 seasons, starts to feel like the missing piece. He's not the burner he used to be, but his route running is elite, and he has a quarterback-proof style of play. That's huge when your QB is Patrick Mahomes. Lockett knows how to find space, move the chains, and bring veteran calm to chaotic plays. Tell me that doesn't sound like a playoff weapon. And leadership? Off the charts. Lockett is respected league-wide. Quiet, dependable, the kind of guy younger receivers can lean on. You bring him into this locker room, and it's more than just production. It's culture. So now I'm throwing it to you. Would you sign Tyler Lockett if, you were Brett Veach? Drop an S for sign or P for pass in the comments right now. Let's get a poll going. This one's gonna split the fan base. And hey, if you want to keep track of every rumor, every signing, and every surprise during free agency, hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell too, because trust me, if Lockett signs, we'll be the first to break it down for you. All right, we've talked wide receivers. Now let's shift to the trenches. because there's another name floating around that could shake up the offensive line depth chart. Let's talk about Shaq Mason. Let's switch gears, my friend. We just talked about wide receivers, but as you know, championships are won in the trenches. And with Joe Thuney gone, the left guard spot is wide open in Kansas City. Right now, the Chiefs are leaning toward Kingsley Suamataia to take over that job. He had a strong preseason, showed some real flashes, and there's genuine optimism about his upside. But let's keep it real. He's still raw. When he got snaps at left tackle last season, the results weren't great. He struggled with consistency, missed assignments, and eventually got benched. That's why the name Shaq Mason is starting to pop up in free agency conversations. He's not flashy. He's not going to blow anyone away. But he's a proven veteran with years of starting experience, and that matters, especially when you've got a quarterback like Mahomes to protect. Now, I'll be honest. 2024 wasn't Mason's best season. He gave up 8 sacks, tied for most among interior linemen. But take a step back. His overall PFF grade was 62.3, and his pass blocking was still serviceable at 65.2. He's a steady hand, and even in a down year, he brings more consistency than a lot of young backups. Think of it this way. If Kingsley wins the job, great. But wouldn't you feel better knowing someone like Mason is behind him? And if Trey Smith or Jalen Moore were to miss time, Mason could step in without causing chaos on the line. And that's where depth comes into play. Every year, the Chiefs deal with injuries on the O-line, and every year, it's the depth pieces that help keep the engine running in December and January. So now I'm asking you, should the Chiefs sign Shaq Mason as insurance or maybe even as a starter? Type Y for yes or N for no in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss a single update. If Veach makes a move tomorrow, you'll want to be first to know. Next up, let's talk about the youngest free agent on the list, Jedric Wills Jr. Could he be the long-term investment the O-line needs? All right, Chiefs Kingdom, let's talk youth, upside, and long-term vision. The final name on the radar is Jedric Wills Jr., a 25-year-old offensive tackle who was recently let go by the Cleveland Browns. Now, I know what you might be thinking. If he's that young, why was he released? Fair question. But sometimes it's not about talent. It's about fit. And with the Browns making shifts on their O-line, Wills became the odd man out. Here's the thing. Wills still has plenty of untapped potential. He started his career strong after being drafted 10th overall in 2020 and has shown he can hold his own at left tackle when needed. In 2024, he posted an overall PFF grade of 52.9. Not elite, sure, but not terrible for a backup either. His pass blocking grade of 63.6 is actually pretty solid, especially when you consider that pass protection is the lifeblood of this Chiefs offense. He also only allowed 3 sacks over 245 snaps, which, again, isn't bad at all in a depth role. But what makes Wills really intriguing is his age. He's just 25. That's nothing in offensive lineman years. Under Andy Reid's coaching staff, which has a strong track record of developing linemen, Wills could really evolve into a core piece for the future. Imagine him as a reliable swing tackle, learning behind guys like Jawan Taylor and Jalen Moore. He's not just a plan B. He's a long-term investment with the potential to pay off in a big way. So here's your decision, Chiefs fan. Would you rather bring in a veteran like Shaq Mason for short-term depth or roll the dice on a younger, high-upside player like Jedric Wills Jr.? Let's make it official with a poll right here in the comments. Type JW if you're rolling with Jedric Wills Jr. or SM if you're Team Shaq Mason. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers, and every single one of you makes a huge difference. Let's grow this Chiefs community together. Coming up next, the final chapter. It's decision time. Who would you sign if you were Brett Veach? Stay tuned. Okay, Chiefs fan, now it's all on you. We've gone through the list. We've weighed the pros and cons, and now it's time for the big question. If you were in Brett Veach's shoes, who would you sign today? Let's quickly break it all down one last time. Tyler Lockett, the savvy veteran wide receiver who could bring leadership, consistency, and a real emotional storyline back to Kansas City. With his deep local roots, locker room respect, and reliable hands, he could be the final piece in a wide receiver group that's oozing with potential, but still has questions around health and depth. Shaq Mason, a proven guard with years of starting experience. Sure, 2024 wasn't his best season, but having that kind of experience on standby could be crucial if Kingsley Suamataia doesn't hit the ground running. At LG, Mason wouldn't just add depth, he could challenge for a starting job and keep the O-line sharp and competitive. Jedric Wills Jr., the upside pick, young, athletic, and coachable, with real starting experience under his belt. If you're playing the long game, Wills could become a hidden gem, especially in a system like Andy Reid's where linemen flourish. He might not start day one, but his ceiling is high. Each of these guys offers something totally different. Lockett helps now. Mason stabilizes the line. Wills builds for the future. So I'm tossing the ball to you now. Which one do you want to see in red and gold next season? Let's make it official. Drop a comment with your pick. Lockett, Mason, or Wills, and tell us why. What's your thinking? This is your chance to be the GM. And before you head out, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Free agency updates, draft rumors, training camp, battles. It's all happening fast. Your voice matters here. Your click helps us grow. Let's hit 4,000 subscribers and build the biggest Chiefs fan base on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Chiefs!